Hey, what's up guys? It's Coach Myers. Welcome back to another edition of Max Effort Muscle Meals. Welcome to my backyard. Let me teach you how to cook. I got a special treat for you today. It's summertime. We're in the land and time of cookouts right now. Well, I had an incredible burger a couple weeks ago at a cookout. My boy Corey G brought to me. They're already pre-made patties he got from a little kind of like family-owned grocery store in Granville, and they're like a jalapeno cheddar burger. Okay, so they got jalapenos diced up in them, onions diced up in them, some cheddar cheese. I'm gonna try to recreate those today, but I'm gonna put a little twist on them. We're gonna make what I call a smash burger. We're actually gonna make them into quarter-pound, almost like meatballs. We're gonna put them on the hibachi. Now, if you don't have a hibachi, you can actually cook these in a pan, but we'll make the meatball, and we're gonna take our flipper, and we're gonna smash it down nice and thin so it cooks fast and kind of crispy. Let me show you how we make these. All right, so the first thing we're gonna cut up is gonna be an onion. We're gonna take a medium onion, and we're gonna use about half of it. The key is to really dice it up nice and thin. You don't want big chunks of it in your meat, or else it's gonna take too long to cook. You peel out that outer layer. And then we're gonna slice it nice and thin this way. Turn it, keep it together. Once you kind of get down to the end here, you want to watch your hands. You might want to turn it like that. Now I can kind of complete the dicing process. And once we start mixing up, that might be a little bit too much onion. This was a little bit bigger than I would normally use. You probably want half of a small onion actually if you're using 1 pound of beef. So we might not put quite all of that in. Now, I like to use, if I'm using a pound of beef, I like to go with 2 jalapenos. And so then you're getting about a half a jalapeno per burger. But you're gonna wanna take the seeds out of them. The seeds are where most of the heat is. And you know, they're gonna be hot enough without that. We don't really want those in there. So you're gonna kind of cut that middle out. Kind of de-seed them like that. Cut them right down the middle. Cut that seed pod out. I try not to touch the insides too much. That oil, the hot oil, will stay on your hands a good bit. I've actually made the mistake before of kind of touching the inside of a hot pepper. You're in the middle of cooking, you kind of forget about it. You go to the bathroom to take a piss, the next thing you know, something starts burning, you realize you touched yourself with jalapeno hands. That's a no-no. Now I'm gonna cut them into kind of thin strips. Once you get those thin strips, line them all up. And again, nice small pieces. I know I said I wasn't going to touch the seeds, but look, I am. I better remember this for when I'm done. Make sure I wash that off. What I like to do too is there's also a little bit left around the top of the stem. Go ahead and dice that off there. Waste not, want not, right, grasshopper? There we go. We're also going to put in 2 cloves of garlic. Again, about a half clove per burger, per smash burger. Cut the end of it off there. Use your knife, smash that down just a little bit. That's going to help that outer skin come off real good. Now from there, you can chop it if you want. I like to just kind of slice the garlic nice and thin. Mosquitoes are out here trying to get me. That's the one downside to living in the woods. The mosquitoes are brutal this time of year. All right, so we got the garlic. We got the 2 jalapenos. And I want to have slightly more onion than jalapeno. So I'm going to go with about that much. I'm leaving a little bit on the chopping block. Remember, once it's in there, you can't take it back out. You can always add a little bit more to the mix, though. What's up, Jack?
Nothing.
You gonna eat one of these jalapeno burgers?
No.
You don't like jalapenos? He'll grow out of that. Alright, we're gonna crack 1 egg. That's gonna help kind of hold it all together. We'll scramble that egg. I'm gonna add about a teaspoon of salt. You know, like I normally do, I just measure it kind of in my hand. I guesstimate. I don't think I've ever used a measuring spoon in my life. We'll go a little bit more. Salt tastes good on beef, right? There we go. Now, one of the keys whenever you mix this up is you want to try to break up those little pieces of onion that are stuck together. Because you don't want a huge clump of onion in your burger. You want them all to be little pieces so they'll cook up real fast. Now for the kicker. We're gonna add some shredded cheddar cheese. Now I normally don't do dairy. I would normally go goat cheese on this, but I wanna stay kind of true to the original recipe. And it was so good, so I don't wanna change it up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? We're gonna add about a 1/4 cup cheddar cheese, shredded. If you don't got shredded cheese, you can just chop it up real fine. Or like I said, you could use goat cheese, you could use feta, you could use any type of kind of small piece of cheese like that. Mix that up, still trying to break up the onion real good. Now, what's a burger without the beef? You gotta have the beef, right? We're gonna go with an 80-20. I think 80-20 makes the best burgers because you got some fat in there. It's gonna be nice and juicy. If you go anything leaner than that, you know, like, you know, a 93-7 or even a 90-10, it's gonna have not quite the flavor that you want out of a burger. 80-20 is probably your best bet. You can go 70-30, but you're gonna lose a lot of the fat. It's gonna cook out of it. Now, one of the keys to mixing up burgers when you're adding ingredients like this that a lot of people don't realize is you don't want to continuously work the burger until it's just like disintegrated. You know, you want to keep it as coarse of a ground as possible, but while still mixing all these ingredients in. So think of it as kind of folding the onions and peppers and cheese into it. You don't want to mix it and like break the beef down further than it already is. So when I get, you know, some pieces on the side there, I'll take it, kind of put it on top, just work it into it. If you mash the burger up too much, it's going to lose some of the texture, and it's just going to be, I don't know, it's going to have like just a different feel to it. You want it to be kind of coarse. You don't want it to be like beef mush, you know what I mean? All right, there, we got the mix folded in nice and good. Now I'm going to divide it into 4 even parts. Let's see, boom, boom. And we're gonna make them almost into like little meatballs. Now, as you're making these into meatballs, you can look, you want them, you know, to be equal size, about a 1/4 pound beef in each one. I can notice these two are just a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna kind of steal some off this one, give to that one. Steal a little bit off that one. Now, let's see, we should be a little bit closer in size. Kind of reform that first one. I was a little too conservative on that first one, made it too small. And those look pretty close. Now we got the grill heated up with the hibachi, nice and hot. We want this to be, you know, if you're cooking on a stove, on a pan or whatever, you want it probably on medium to medium high. So if you don't have a hibachi, that's what you're gonna need to do. You wouldn't be able to make these, you know, kind of smash style on a normal grill. You either gotta do it on a hibachi, a flat top, a George Foreman, or like an iron skillet. But if you are gonna make them on a normal grill, you're just gonna kind of pat them up like you normally would, but you're not gonna be able to smash them. All right, we got the hibachi nice and hot. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil on here. Oh yeah, it's sizzling. It's ready for some meat. Carefully set these on here. Now you're gonna wanna spread them out because they're gonna flatten when you smash them and take up a good bit more room. Now you got to be careful when you flip these that they don't fall apart because they do have a lot of, you know, vegetables mixed in there with them. So I would kind of make sure you loosen it real good and get underneath of it. Boom. Okay, they've cooked about 3 or 4 minutes on each side. I would kind of pry it up. See how the other side looks. A big mistake people make when they're grilling is they flip a burger too many times. You just want to flip a burger once. So you get, you know, 3 to 5 minutes on each side, depending on how done you want it to be. And even though we start off by smashing it, the fat hasn't really cooked yet. Right now, there's a bunch of liquid fat inside the burger. We want that fat to stay there. So we do that initial smash to kind of get the shape and get it spread out like that. But once they're cooking, you don't want to smash them again. You don't want to press that grease out. You want the grease in there. These bad boys are done. All right, so there we go. There's the Max Effort jalapeno smash burgers. Hopefully this lives up to the original from the Granville Market that Corey G brought me. I can tell just already by the smell they're gonna be delicious. Now I'm probably just gonna eat mine, you know, with like a little side salad, you know, kind of keep it low carb. But if I wasn't dieting, if it wasn't summertime, what I would do is I would take a toasted brioche bun, a little bit of mayo, and some pickles and mustard. Mwah. That'd be the way right there.